Nowadays, what are the ultimate challenges to have a successful lean journey? I've seen many companies only using the tools, but when I ask them why they prefer lean, they say just to eliminate waste. So I think there's a couple parts of that question, or at least a couple things to dig into. Let me touch first on maybe just the idea of a lean journey. Lean principles or methods. It's often, I think, something that seems easy to understand, but getting awareness about lean, learning about lean doesn't mean that it's easy to change an organization, to transform a culture, right, Greg?
Absolutely. It's a very broad question, right? I mean, because what are the ultimate challenges? Probably if I had to take it down to one challenge, it'd be changing the hearts and minds of everyone in the organization. What are your thoughts about that, Mark?
Yeah, changing the culture, changes, I think means changing the way everyone does things around here. That includes not just the frontline employees, the people doing the work. It means leaders at all levels. That's, I think, the ultimate challenge. I think there's an interesting challenge where the higher you get up in an organization, generally the more decades of experience you have doing things the old traditional way. That makes it even more difficult for individuals, I think, at the executive level to change. Now, I'm not making excuses for them. I'm just saying I think it's part of what makes it the ultimate challenge.
And at the end of the day, what every successful organization has is they have successful leadership, they have successful methodology, and they have successful technology. And by leadership, we mean all levels of the leader, right? Whether that's senior leaders, middle management, or even local team leaders. And by methodology, that could be all types of methodology, whether it's using A3s or projects or events. And by technology, we mean all kinds of technology. Obviously, on the one end, we have KaiNexus, but on the other end of that spectrum, even paper is a technology. So you just need to make sure you're getting those three components right. And those three components, obviously, the larger the transformation, the more robust each one of those components needs to be. And but even in a small local hotspot of an organization, you're going to find those three things being done really well.
Yeah, and it's probably not real controversial to say lean is more than tools, that lean is not just tools, as Louise was asking. But I mean, I think more interesting discussion is lean all about reducing waste? I would argue that reducing waste is important, but we also need to make sure that we understand value to the customer and try to figure out how we deliver the right value. And I think the risk of focusing too much on waste reduction is that it focuses on eliminating. And it's good to eliminate waste, but we want to make sure we don't lose sight of what the customer really needs. Sometimes we have to be creative and innovative and come up with new ways of delivering value, reinventing an approach instead of just incrementally reducing waste from our process.
And it's probably going to, in some way, relate, Mark, as you're talking and thinking. Depends on where you are in your journey, right? I think the earlier you are in a journey, the more I would just try to keep it simple. And if eliminating waste is the way to keep it simple, well, then to focus on that. I think the mistake would be is if your journey only includes that and never starts to become more complex. But certainly at the beginning, with the principle of keep it simple, stupid, we would give a thumbs up for anyone that's doing that.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.